Hey everybody, here we are, day 4. It's the Saturday morning at the Hall of Fame Classic in Las Vegas. It's about 1 o'clock. I'm just about to head down to start open singles. For me, open singles starts at 2 p.m. So I don't have to go through the qualifier. I just got finished watching some DVDs. I was kind of looked at the bracket and saw that Billy Pappas is in my bracket. If I win my first couple matches, I think I run into Billy Pappas in my bracket, so I was watching some DVDs on him. I went and looked for I usually bring a lot of DVDs with me to these tournaments, and I bring my laptop just in case of situations like this, and finally this worked out for me, at least to be able to do a little bit of research ahead of time. So I watched a 2008 loser bracket match between Billy Pappas and Todd Loffredo, where Todd won. So I thought, well, let's see what Todd did to beat him. Traditionally I've played Billy, not bad. I usually win a game, but always in the end he seems to get me at least 4 games. I don't think it's ever went to a 5th game with him. Usually it's 4 games. So what I didn't notice in that match that I'm going to try to incorporate myself is that Todd pretty much out-hustled, got all the loose ball stuff over Billy. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm more of a slow, methodical player, but one thing I did notice is that whenever Todd shot from the back and the ball was bouncing around, Todd swung at it with the 5 as opposed to trying to catch it on the 5. And if I'm having trouble catching the ball on the 5, I'm going to try to do that, swing at it and just hack it towards the net, and Todd got a lot of goals like that, so I'm going to try that. Another thing I noticed, Todd on the 5-bar defense pretty much gave Billy a lot of lanes. And then late in the match, Billy dropped a lot of lanes, so I'm going to try to do that as well. I always like to kind of, game plan a person's 5-bar to say, well, I'm going to start, giving him a certain pass and then get on the timing of that pass so I can block it later. And then I might do what Todd did here, so I'll give him lanes, but then hopefully late in the match he'll start dropping lanes, and hopefully that'll get me a few extra possessions. What else did I notice? I was able to watch Billy's zone a little bit against Todd's shooting, and kind of got a couple of shots in mind. I know there's a couple of push sprays that I can get on Billy, and I have in the past, but basically Billy's a better loose ball pickup kind of transition guy than I am. So I'm going to try to work my 2 to 5 series first and really just maintain possession, maintain a slow, methodical approach. And also Billy will pick up the pace when needed, especially if he loses the first game. Really start to play fast. I just have to try, with everything that I can to keep my pace. Because in the past I've gotten caught up in that kind of speed, especially trying to defend really fast and then slow back down to go play my speed. It's kind of a difficult thing for me to do. Something for me definitely to work on. Also, I saw a lot of responses to my last video about kind of what I said and what not to do at tournaments concerning the DYP mentality, and loved the responses. It's great. Kind of took what I said a little bit out of, I wouldn't say out of context, but just not exactly what I meant. I think it was FoozerX on the foosballboard.com said something like, didn't look like I should listen to people. It's not really the case. I did listen. I totally listened to what Ice was having to say. On the 5-bar, I tried for a whole game to do what Ice was saying during that match. It just didn't work, and kind of hindsight kind of says, well, maybe trying underneath that situation, underneath that amount of time to communicate with my partner and understand what it is they're trying to say, that maybe that's not the time and place for that. And definitely Ice and I talked after the match, and now I totally understand what he had to say and where we had. It took us 15 minutes for him to convey the concept to me and for me to understand it fully and incorporate it into my game. Or at least my understanding. So, and then no, I wasn't getting bricked on the 3-rod. He was just noticing something whenever I set up the ball. The defender always gave the same defense. So he thought he just mentioned it to me, and I tried it, and like I am open to suggestions. It's just in the future I'm going to have to just be careful with myself to make sure I incorporate it into my game and still maintain my comfort level. I definitely wouldn't ever not listen to what a partner has to say. I just have to, I think the DYP mentality was more of a comment on myself, just taking what they say and just trying it without really thinking about it, and not without really realizing the possible ramifications of doing so, and like kind of getting out of my own little game and having not total faith in what I'm doing, and added to the pressure of the situation. If you don't have faith in what you're doing, you can't commit to the holes. At least I don't. I find if I don't fully believe in, like, I believe the guy's going to go lane or whatever, then I sometimes that last little twitch, that last little doubtful thought makes you twitch, and then that passes through the lane goes, and then you're kind of like kicking yourself, where that little bit of doubt. You know, at least for me, I don't have the strongest head game in the world, and yes, my partners have been able to get me off my games before, and I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying in the future I'm going to want to communicate more with my partner to fully understand and incorporate that type of thinking, that new type of thinking into my game. Maybe talk about it more between games and not try to make, you know, 10-second little adjustments here and there that in hindsight they just didn't work. Definitely what he was telling me on the 5-bar didn't help me block the 5-bar anymore. I just either couldn't understand what he was saying, or couldn't, you know, underneath that situation, couldn't incorporate that into my game with faith to be able to, you know, just sit there and sit in the hole that I believe the guy's going to pass into. And then Mark Torres had a really good comment on Facebook about kind of a lot of what I've already said about incorporating into my game or believing in it. But I still think in the middle of a match, where there's a very limited amount of time to learn new things and underneath the pressures, for myself, I don't think it's the time to try new things. So definitely between games, if we have longer to talk about it and we get some on the table time and really discuss it and really understand what it is, you know, the person's trying to say to me, I might be able to incorporate it. But I think Mark did make some good points. So I can't read what he said, you know, exactly. But look on my Facebook page. And if you don't have access to my Facebook page, then just hit me up for a friend invite. I don't pick and choose. So I better head down and warm up for singles and hopefully get my butt to meet Billy again and then incorporate some of this stuff. So talk to you soon. Bye.